Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the guy who apparently has split personalities when it's convenient to stories, Carl Charles,
And the person who's gonna light it up, see my chunk.
and in this episode today, originally I suggested we talk about CM Punk, but like his career is still going now,
Yeah,
obviously.
because we thought we thought he caused his own career to end actually, but yeah,
Yeah, but we were wrong, like so many other people, and we thought, okay, let's talk about someone adjacent to him. So we're going to talk
yeah,
about his wife, April Mendez, or better
yes,
known to wrestling fans as AJ Lee.
yeah. This lady had quite a career for the short amount of time she was around.
Yeah, because she started Well, I know WWE. She started in about say end of 2012,
Yeah,
2013, and then she retired by 2015. Yeah, but she wrestled before she came
yeah,
to the WWE.
yeah,
Because she debuted in wrestling in 2007.
yeah. Yeah. I have to say, I was an AJ Lee fan actually. I thought she was really good in the ring actually. Like
Yeah,
the way she was selling stuff. Like, okay, some people take the spears and they'll go on the back air. She'd take a high neck bump and flip roll over. Even
yeah,
when she got knocked over by the Big Show, where Big Show was timidly like, okay, he was supposed to bump into her, but he did it very timidly because I guess he didn't want to hurt her.
yeah.
Obviously, they're outside the ring as well, so she's got to hit the padding, which is not particularly thick. Yeah,
No, no.
but she took a rolling back bump on that as well.
Yeah, some of her bumping kind of reminds you of Sasha Banks bumping. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that does actually look like
Or,
that was real.
yeah, or like if you're gonna compare it to a guy, probably Dolph Ziggler, right?
Yeah, like Dolph Ziggler, one of the best sellers
Like
in the
it's
world.
sometimes there's no need to do it that level, right?
No,
But
but
yeah,
hey, here
I
we
think it
go.
works for her though because she was quite slight in the frame, so it
Yeah.
makes everything look like it hurts more.
Yes, the illusion.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how much you know about before she
No, but
came to. Go on.
I was gonna say I know that she was trained by Jay Lethal when they dated for a bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, there's bits and pieces to everything, right? And
yeah,
you just gotta. I think she was undiagnosed at this point.
mm.
Because I think that like so even when she was doing her gimmick where she was crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
She's actually bipolar,
Yeah. I think
and
that's only a recent thing, isn't it? No, wait,
yeah, well, that was
Apparently,
after she left, I reckon, right?
wait. Apparently, according to her Wikipedia page, she
Yeah.
was diagnosed at 20.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I
All
thought
right.
that was a recent thing. I think only recently she's come out and told people that she was.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. That's what I meant. Yeah, she's an advocate for it now. She does the mental health and all that stuff. So good on her, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Like, but I don't know if. Okay. Now, we know in the Fed, right? There's sometimes very terrible people that work there.
Yeah, especially. I'll say. By the time she ended, I think most of the terror people have gone. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but
But
you
it's
know,
known for
I
having.
don't,
It
yeah.
was known for having like a really weird, toxic workplace back then.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. That's why I'm going to go. That's why I'm going. I don't know if you know, but when she was being hired and stuff like that,
Mm.
and they basically said someone said to her, one of the higher ups, basically one of the guys, right, was saying to her, "Now I have to curtail it because we're I want to say we're family friendly podcast, right?
Yeah.
But I won't use the words they used. I
Yeah.
will use another word, and then but I will say I will let it be obvious what word it was, right?
Yeah.
And they basically said to her, no one's gonna bang you, but they didn't use the bang word.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, wow, and that's just behind the scenes. It's not actual part of a gimmick or nothing like that, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's weird. Being a tell woman. Yeah.
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 Now we know that CM Punk is the ladies' man, right? And he's hooked
Yeah.
up with quite a lot of them, yeah,
Yep.
over his time.
way too many.
And he ended up with AJ Lee. So that if you're gonna use the CM Punk as the barometer here,
yeah, then he's kind of like wrong.
Yeah.
But sure.
But the other thing is as well, it's like just because like she dressed tomboyish and she has geeky interests, right? And she wears glasses outside of the ring.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that like everyone's got a different type. Yeah. You can't just say, oh, this is I have a particular type, therefore no other type interests me. And they're ugly or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I know we're gonna have a look at his career, but this is just where you're working, where people are typically they go for what you would say fitness models or something like that, rather than actual athletes.
Athletes, especially around
this period in time. Yeah, exactly. Which fair enough if the term the WWE WWF Divas was during that period, but this wasn't that. No. This is when they were trying to be a bit more legit with women's wrestling.
Yeah, a tiny bit, yeah.
Yeah, well, up to the point where they actually became legit, right?
Yeah, it wasn't so literally like, I would say, 3 months after she retired when they started going more legit, but yeah.
But I think she was a voice that kind of started the spark of it.
Yeah.
Because she was blazing the entire women's division.
Yeah, and then they tested it out on like NXT and realized how well it was going on NXT. Like, you know what? Maybe she's right. Yeah.
Well, we're not gonna say that. We're not gonna say that, right? we're gonna say someone else, was like, oh, give the women a chance. But this is also the same company around this period where Gail Kim.
I was just about to bring this up. Yeah.
Go on, you do it.
About how Vince McMahon thought people wouldn't find her attractive. For some reason, he thought people didn't find Asian women attractive, and Jim Ross was like, use the internet and you'll find out you're very wrong.
Yeah. They have specific for that entire section of the world.
Yeah. I was like, oh,
yeah,
silly.
Yeah, but first of all, we're gonna just bury the Fed a little bit, right?
Yeah,
the Federation, because we have to set up, I guess how AJ's career kind of is part of this.
Yeah.
I don't. So I said about AJ. You said about Gail Kim. This stuff, like both things. Did you hear the thing about Kelly Kelly?
No.
Okay. So, and we both obviously we've got eyes. We know what Kelly Kelly looks like.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. She's an attractive lady. Yeah,
exactly. Except, you know who Kevin Dunn is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he cracked a joke about. By the way, at this point, Kelly Kelly's 18.
Yeah.
Signed with them. 19 when she actually appears on TV with exhibitionist / stripper gimmick. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're like, okay, I don't really think that is appropriate for someone that age.
And you keep going on how of an age.
Yeah. So, Vince was in discussions with one of the head writers and Kevin Dunn on the way back.
Yeah.
On the plane ride, right? And they were talking about how Kelly's got to find her sensuality. Yeah. Okay. First of all, because you're like, okay, that part of the conversation makes sense, right? If you're going to give an 18/19-year-old a stripper gimmick, and she can't dance like that, right?
Yeah.
Then that section of that makes sense, right? Whether you should have done it, whatever, right? In the first place, that bit makes sense once you've done that bit, okay?
Yeah.
And then Kevin Dunn was snickering to the side of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was just snickering, waiting for Vince to acknowledge him. Yeah. So he could say the next part of what he was going to say. So then when Vince looked at Kevin Dunn, Kevin Dunn's like, yeah, she's got to find some tits. And then,
oh wow,
yeah, and then Vince kind of just snorted and went back to the conversation at hand, right? And I'm like, wow, that is terrible. Yeah. That is terrible, right there, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna give a girl a complex at that age, yeah? You know.
And you can
I don't get your logic. You know.
there is no logic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look. Yeah. Not everyone likes. Not every girl needs implants, and not everyone likes girls with big boobs. Yeah? So you can't just blanket say this, that, or the other. Though at that period of time, many of the girls did have implants, right?
Yeah. And I would say good on Kelly for not giving in and getting.
Yeah.
Them.
And the thing is, as well, here's the thing. What I guess we only see it after they've been on TV, where we don't know what they look like pre-implants, right?
Yeah.
So that could mean they could have had a decent sized bust, but were pressured to make them bigger. I don't know. We don't know. We've got nothing to compare with, you know?
No, but I do know that apparently, like they do pay for them to get them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I can't remember who was saying it ages ago. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know. Wait, there's an awkward one. It's awkward areas of conversation where you're like, really? It's like when the company says, you know what, you're going to get bigger. And then you nudge, wink, wink, which means, you know.
Steroids! Yeah.
Exactly. So it's just like, yeah. Anyways, that's to set the stage, by the way, of what this lady had to go through.
Yeah.
And a lady with some like a mental ailment as well.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. So, after all that, okay. Now. Oh, you know, she was homeless for a little bit as well.
Yeah, I read that. I was like, oh, that's...
Yeah. I'm like, she could have actually, like, between all of that, she could have had a proper mental breakdown. Like, it's good that she is how she is now, right? Because she comes off very, very well.
Yeah.
Like, you know, preppy and all that stuff. Yeah, bubbly. But it could have easily went the other way, you know?
It's cool you see, like, these people, like, half like stuff they've gone through, and you're like, wow, they're actually quite adjusted for, you know...
Yeah.
The stuff that we hear about goes on in that sort of industry, especially around, I would say around there, but more like before those times and being a woman as well. Yeah.
I suppose as well as partially how women. Okay, now I can't speak for specific wrestling itself, yeah, or whatever wrestling company, but we can speak for workplaces where you've been around. Toxic people, right? And because this is women related, which I'm just going to say women at this point, right? And I'm sure you've like seen it in when you're in school and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And women can be very horrible bullies, very horrible, like to each other. So I'm not saying anyone bullied AJ or whatever, right? I'm just saying, if you're coming from there and then you don't look like everyone else, well, it could be really bad.
Yeah.
But I believe when Paige went there as the Anti Diva, and she thought Summer Rae was going to come and blast her, right?
Yeah.
Pick on her being mean girl, but no, Summer Rae came to be her came over to introduce herself and be like a really good friend.
You know, I've heard about Summer Rae. She's like one of the super nicest people ever.
Yeah.
Oh, bless her. But people just get that mean, like think that she's a mean girl from her look, which is a bit, you know.
I guess it's partially her looks, partially how you portray yourself on TV as well. Yeah. Which, as they say, the worst people on TV are probably the nicest people in real life.
Yeah. Yep. Like modern day Randy Orton compared to younger day Randy Orton.
Oh my goodness. Randy Orton was oh my god. Randy Orton's a terror.
Was, but now he's like the nicest person, which is so weird.
I'd probably say as well Sean Waltman as well.
Yeah.
If we're going to throw in that category, because that guy was,
Yeah, again, he was like a terror. Now he's like one of the nicest people. It's just like, oh, okay.
Yep.
That's so famous young, but
the career of AJ Lee.
AJ Lee. So, like we said, she got trained by what's his name? Jay Lethal, who they also dated for a while. And I remember Jay Lethal made some weird comment about it, and I was like, that's weird.
Was it a sour comment, or was it just like, remember me, I'm here too?
No, I remember when he was Ring of Honor TV champion, and then he was going to become the world champion at the same, both belts basically. And then he said, I made both AJs famous. I was like,
Okay. Well, I suppose that that
Mm,
doesn't look
okay.
too bad.
Not too
That could
bad,
have
but
been
I was like,
yeah.
okay.
I mean, there's way worse like
There's
snidey,
way
snippy comments.
worse.
Yeah, and I'm
No.
sure like as a heel, as a character,
Yeah.
it made sense.
It made sense. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. And then she was like, I was like, but but she's more, both of them are more famous than you now. But okay, sure.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
true.
one
It's
of those
true.
weird ones like, but alright, I guess. Sure.
Yeah. Did you watch the NXT that she was on?
Yes, I did.
How was it? Okay. First, I didn't watch. I only watched the first NXT because Daniel Bryan was in it, and then when he got eliminated first, I was like, okay, well, clearly this show is a farce.
Yeah.
Wade Barrett winning was fine, right?
Yeah.
But Daniel Bryan should not be eliminated first because that's just silly.
No, he shouldn't have been.
I know it was leading to a feud with Miz, which is by one of the redeeming features about it, but it just made it look like, oh yeah, if you're really good in the indies, you're nobody here, and therefore all our guys are going to be better than you.
See,
And when they're clearly not, you know.
they're clearly not, but I get the whole point of it. But yeah.
Yeah. I'll be fine if Wade Barrett did win over Daniel Bryan at in the finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe even if you say PJ Black, right? If you're going to do that, yeah. But everyone else, nah. You know?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. But
Which is why, so I didn't watch that. I didn't watch the competition version of NXT.
because I didn't watch the first two.
Okay.
Two of my friends who were kind of interested in to watch it and they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, let me watch the third one.
Okay.
Not knowing what it was going to be. I was like, oh, okay. Huh.
All
So
women. Yep. Okay.
it
Okay.
was a weird one, if I put it that way.
Well, is it the same competition where you have to do them thing with your
weird
competition?
challenges and
Yeah,
promos
that's it.
and yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And her pro was Primo. I was like, okay, that's confusing. Because like,
All
a lot
right.
of it just didn't make sense. Like, for example, Caitlyn, the winner of it,
Yeah.
her pro was Vicky Guerrero.
Okay.
Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
This doesn't compute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she came third in that.
Yeah.
And then Naomi came second.
Wait, so yeah. Okay.
Which is good because she's doing great work right now. So
Yeah.
didn't she kind of benefited? But yeah. So then I think after this is when they kind of start trying to do no, that was a year later when they did the NXT we sort of know now.
Yeah.
So then she came third in that, and she went on to be on the main roster.
Oh, but during this time is when Caitlyn and AJ became buds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
The Chick Busters.
yes, that was it. Yeah, and she didn't do much.
Yeah.
First, because they kind of played her like the super, like the super fan sort of wrestler, where she just loved just being a wrestler.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
This is okay. Sure.
Yeah.
They
It's a bit plain.
kind of
but-
use later with Bailey, but yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think if I remember correctly, eventually she turns on because that's it. Her and the Chick Busters, her and Caitlyn.
Yeah. Chick Magnet. You get to see a punk already.
Yeah. They turned on Natalia, who was, I think, like their sort of mentor.
Right.
So they turn on her. And then they kind of go back to NXT Season 4 Redemption. And then she was Hornswoggle's girlfriend.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like one of the side stories going on during that. And then this is when NXT sort of tried to start transition into what we see now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then she's back on the main roster. You're like, oh, okay, I guess. That's actually like a negative if I'm saying it, but yeah, then she's
Yeah.
on the main roster,
Yeah.
and this is where she starts having that weird. She's seen as Daniel Bryan's girlfriend.
Yeah. Boy.
Yeah, I keep saying it wrong. 'Cause I keep thinking the other way around. Like CM Punk, whatever. Yeah. So
Do you remember how this started? By the way, I remember
I kind of
the
remember because I know just before this they was doing that weird gimmick with Daniel Bryan, but he was like a chick magnet. Where
Okay.
he was kind of dating both the Bella twins.
Wait. Okay, go on. Yeah.
And then I'm getting the way around. He was dating Gail Kim.
Yeah.
And then the Bella twins had their eye on him. And then
No. Okay. Hold on. Let me clarify and explain. Right. That's what I recall. Okay.
All right.
So it wasn't. So he was talking about being a vegan, right?
Yeah.
The Bella twins playing their dance characters, yeah? Dance bimbo characters. He was talking about being a virgin.
Yeah.
I know they wanted to be his first, or one of them wanted to be. They were having a bet. I don't know exactly, right?
Yeah.
But he had to clarify he meant vegan, and then he already had a girlfriend, and that was Gail Kim.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew
Because the Bellas were trying to seduce him, but obviously being that sort of character, he kind of like just didn't understand what they were doing.
Yeah.
He Clark Kented it.
Yeah. That makes sense. And then I think Gail Kim left after that, right? And then
Never mentioned again, by the way.
yeah, and then I think they kind of dropped the Bella thing, and then then he was in a on.
Oh, by the way, kind of just say another thing as well, just for the jokes of it, right?
Yeah.
Actually, did you watch Total Divas? Do you ever watch Total Divas?
Yeah, I watched Total Divas.
Okay, no, I didn't, but I watched this. There was a segment, right, where Natalia was talking about Tyson Kidd, and to add some spark to their relationship because it's been a bit wonky, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she buys some negligee. She tries to seduce him. He's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna watch some Daniel Bryan matches.
Yeah, you're like, oh, okay, that's.
I'm like, Tyson Kidd, you're great. You're hilarious.
Yeah, which I obviously I was all set up because then.
Exactly. But that brings me to the other bit where Daniel Bryan's watching Gail Kim put submissions on, like, during her match, and he's like rubbing his hands, like, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
and I'm like, okay, what? There's video interpretation that could have gone on at that point.
Yeah, you're like, oh, that's a good thing the camera was higher up because even my finger, something else.
Yeah, but you know where it is when they do the jokes, right? Because I know it's PG-13, but they slip some jokes in where where John Cena. Oh my goodness, John Cena was talking to Kensei Satsuki's wife or something like that, and she had the kabuki face paint, which is white on. Yeah. And then he did this rap where he's talking about he will paint her face white without actual paint.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
But then all the kids didn't understand what that meant, probably. So
but also, this was the ruthless aggression era, so I don't think much kids paid attention to anything about them.
Anyways, back to where we were.
Back to
back to
So then because this is when Daniel Bryan was turning heel.
Yeah.
And then they got together. Then he won the World Heavyweight title after cashing in on Mark Henry and the Big Show at TLC, if I remember correctly. Yeah, because they just had a match. Because I think Mark Henry was champion, and him and Big Show had a match, and they both laid out. So he come in and went to pin one of them.
Yeah, and this is where yes started.
Yeah, and then the no afterwards. Yeah. Yeah. So then she joined him, and she was his show valet basically for a while, and they were having this
a very toned down version of the Harlequin Joker relationship.
Yeah.
Victim blaming and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, you could tell from the way it was played, it wasn't played for the drama at all.
No.
It was played for the laughs, while Daniel Bryan was no selling the actual like. He was playing it straight, but the way they were doing it wasn't.
Yeah. That's the best way of putting it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then this will lead up to WrestleMania 27, if I remember correctly. Yep. And it was Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus for the World Heavyweight title.
Wait, 28. Is it 27 or 28?
It's 27.
20. Okay.
No, wait. You're right. 28. Yeah, because I counted one extra of the eyes. Yeah, 28. Because Cena Rock's 20. The first Cena Rock's 27, isn't it?
Yeah. Because Shawn Michaels retired in 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then so Sheamus won the Royal Rumble. He gets the title shot. They kind of hype this match up, and then just before the match happens.
Yeah. You skipped something, but I'll get back to it. You finished that. Yeah. No, you skipped something that we haven't explained, but that's fine.
So no, yeah. So then, just before the match starts, AJ gives Daniel Bryan a kiss, and he turns around. The bell rings. He gets bro kick, and Sheamus pins him, and he loses the title in 18 seconds.
Yep. And I have to say, I was actually looking forward to this match. By the way, I thought it was going to be a really good match.
Yeah.
I thought this was where Daniel Bryan did an interview with some of the people that were around.
Yeah.
Like prior to the show, showing them around the arena, and then they was talking about the yes chants, right?
Yeah.
And then he was going to say, and he'll say that he was thinking of busting out the yes cartwheel.
Yeah.
So what it'd be is he'd go to lock up, but instead of locking up, he'd turn and tilt into a cartwheel. Yes. That would have been amazing. Yeah. But no, the thing you slightly skipped is when Daniel Bryan won the World Heavyweight title, and then for some reason he was feuding with the Big Show and Mark Henry.
Yeah.
When you're like, okay, that you're just gonna make him look like a chump with these two here, the same way they did with Rey Mysterio. Anyways, it's the bit where AJ Lee gets where Daniel Bryan's running like a pest away from the Big Show. The Big Show accidentally barges her, and when I say accidentally, right? When you watch it, he's just afraid. He's just so afraid to go in.
You can tell he's uncomfortable.
Which, by the way, I get like it's massive and she's tiny, yeah? Fair enough. But you can just see he didn't want to take them steps towards her.
Yeah.
It's like you might as well just make her run to you.
Yeah. And she sort of just bounces off. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't have any momentum to use, right? She just basically had to bump herself.
Yep.
Anyways, and that's when he's looking at her on the floor, all like flipped over on her back, and then Daniel Bryan like goes back over there and goes, "You did this to her! You're a bastard! You're a bastard!"
Yeah. Tried to make him feel super guilty about it. Yeah, I remember all that.
I was like, "Oh my goodness!" But that of course leads to Daniel Bryan being a bit more over the top in his antics, in his verbal antics, right?
Yeah. Where his character came out more to shine with all this.
Yeah, exactly. The funny thing is, he's been a dick, all right? But the people are still behind him.
Yeah.
And I guess the whole point of it was she's the victim, and therefore you should boo Daniel Bryan, right?
Yeah.
Because he's meant to be a heel. And then when he gets done in 18 seconds, you're like, yes, right? But the guy was so entertaining that he wasn't getting boos, right?
No.
And it was like those two, like AJ Lee and Bryan, are in on the joke of what they're doing. So it never came across as I hate him because of what he's doing. It's just like, these two are I see enjoying what they're doing, but you know what I mean? You don't get a vibe of this is actually real to any degree.
Yeah. It was like over exaggerated. Yeah.
And so when he lost because of her, and then he verbally abused her because that's how it be, right?
Yeah.
Somehow he got like not during that time, but that's when the yes movement proper started, because they're like, no, our boy Daniel Bryan. The crowd's thinking our boy Daniel Bryan is just getting booked really badly.
Yeah.
Because they just wanted to have the fastest world title match at WrestleMania in history. Like what? Okay.
Yeah. But then they did
Fair
have a
enough, by the
good
way.
rematch
Go on.
at I think it's Backlash, whatever it was, the next pay-per-view.
Extreme Rules.
Yes. There we go. So he's going to say
Yeah.
sorry before
No, I was going to say fair enough. By the way, if they're strapped for time, and they're
Yeah.
like, okay, we're gonna have to cut your match, but this is the first match,
Yeah. So how can
so
you already be
you
strapped
didn't
for
even have the
time?
excuse.
That makes no sense. Yeah.
Maybe if you had them in the middle somewhere, and you were like, all right, we'll do this in case we start running over time. Yeah,
Yeah.
fine. But anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. So Brian's being the dickhead boyfriend. AJ's like, oh no, please.
Yeah.
And then people are telling her to get away from him because he's no good. And then she switches on them.
Yeah. And
Because that's how it is sometimes in the real world.
Yeah. Makes no sense.
Yeah. This was when Punk had the title.
Yeah, when he was on his long ass reign, which is pretty good. Yeah.
Where for some reason he did not main event any pay-per-views.
No.
Unless Cena was attached to him. Anyways, and also Daniel Bryan transitioned from Sheamus to feuding with CM Punk.
Yeah, randomly.
Which then pulled AJ in that direction as well.
Yeah. And then also later pulled John Cena into it. But yeah.
Yeah, and Kane.
Yeah. Yeah. That was so weird.
Yeah. Which, by the way, okay, now we'll say Punk and Bryan are relative to AJ's age, yeah?
No.
Kane being involved in this, sorry?
No. Punk's like 10 years older than AJ.
Yeah. I want to say relative, but Kane is like 20 years older? 18? Something like that, right?
Something like
that. At least you could be like, okay, Punk and Daniel Bryan, right. But Kane, no.
Yeah. But somehow Kane always managed to get chicks, which is I've never really understood. But yeah, sure.
Yeah. Especially when he was meant to be burnt.
Yeah.
In the mental asylum, and somehow learned how to drive so he could crash the car and kill Katie Vick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then go to the funeral home, right?
Yeah. None of it makes any sense, but sure.
Okay. Right. So Punk and Daniel Bryan are having like a good set of matches, by the way. How does AJ get first involved in this sort of because she became general manager at one point, right?
That's afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she was a special referee in one of their matches, I remember as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember how all that came to be.
I think the Punk bit is, if I remember correctly, there was a backstage segment, and she kind of walked past, and I think he just said hi, and then she got really fascinated with him with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense because I think okay. Now there's Stockholm syndrome and stuff like that, right? So you get the negative attention sometimes. I'm not related. I'm trying to be like, okay, let's make sense of what's going on with her character here.
Yeah.
She's just attracted to not necessarily, as far as her character goes, anyways, bad boys, right?
Yeah.
Right. It's guys that will treat her bad, and then when someone treats her well, she gets attached to them.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, okay, fine. I the logic, all right. If that's where you're going, and I think at this point, Punk was Punk in real life was attracted to her, but in character wasn't.
Yeah.
Because she was being very clingy to a guy that was just saying hi.
Yeah, basically, and I've been in a situation like this as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Wasn't great. But yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know how to. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
So,
that does remind me actually of a story I read, right? And I say it kind of relates to this sort of behavior. Okay.
Yeah.
A small story, but it's kind of comedic, right?
Yeah.
When like ladies in this case, well, I know she's stalking a guy and whatnot, right? But in this case, a lady was in the gym, she was doing her deadlifts,
Yeah.
And she had her headset on, like her headphones in.
Yeah.
And this dude comes to speak to her because, as you do, right?
Yeah.
Try to chat her up. And she's in the middle of her set and her rest period and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, she was saying that he tried to spark up conversation and then she kind of politely declined his invitation for whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh no, come on, I'm not such a bad guy. You'll see, blah blah blah," right? And he's like, "Okay, first of all, you probably should have just got the message."
Yeah.
Yeah. But you saying you're not such a bad guy after she's already declined an invitation doesn't make her think, all right, this guy's not a bad guy. Let me actually go. It makes her think this guy's kind of pushy, isn't he?
Yeah. It's kind of unattractive, I would say. From a woman probably find that unattractive, but yeah, sure.
Yes, exactly. So he's continued talking. She's kind of put her headphones back, kind of trying not to listen, right?
Yeah.
And she said also she was holding it apart.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was waiting. Like she obviously was wanting him to go so she could release it, right?
Yeah.
But he kept on talking. She missed her the period, finished her rest period, and the set was her set. She's supposed to be on to the next set, but he's still there.
Yeah.
So she just kind of like quietly let it go. Yeah.
Yeah.
On purpose, of course, right? Because to get him to go away. And then she's like, yeah. So he continued talking, and then the 2 seconds it took for the spell to reach him.
Yeah.
She's like the face was amazing. The face of the guy was like, "Are you serious?" And then he walked up and she's like, "Oh well,
You brought this on yourself."
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you know what? That's great. That's one way to do
gave him
things.
time to evacuate, so
yeah. Anyways, yeah. So, but relating to this behavior is also, yeah. There was a world title match, the WWE title match, where there was a tables match with Bryan and with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, yeah.
Yeah.
And was this is the match that AJ was special referee, right?
Yes.
And she pushed both of them through a table.
Yeah, I think it was the match. It was leading up to the match. It wasn't the match itself.
Oh, okay.
Pushing through a table. Yeah, it was on an episode of Raw. Yeah.
But you gotta say, right? For whatever negative remarks they were saying about her at the beginning,
yeah,
she's made it to the lead storyline on Raw, technically going over the champion.
Yeah.
And the number one contender. So, yeah. How do you like them apples,
Because she is great.
Sorry?
No, sorry, just cleaning my throat out. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so, and how did Kane get involved in this?
I have no real idea. He was just there. Because I think she tried to use Kane to make Bryan and CM Punk jealous.
Yes, something like that, right?
Yeah, it was dumb. Yeah,
it was dumb, but in character.
Yeah.
I have to say as well, the way she played her character made consistent sense through everything.
Yeah. None of it was like contradictory or anything. It all made sense.
Well, even if it was contradictory, it didn't matter because of how unstable she is, right? Yeah. She's allowed to be do whatever she wants and still make it work because that's the character.
She's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you thinking of the character? Well, okay. Now as we said, right? She was a main part of Raw, and she was basically in championship feud as the third wheel ish.
Yeah.
But I never felt that she was ever exposed at this point.
No, she wasn't. No. I think
I think everyone around her was working with her.
Yeah.
Rather than against her. A bit like, I don't want to say how Rhea Ripley is yet now, where they're not trying. Judgment Day know what their roles are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good on everyone there. Not necessarily saying, "Oh, I'm going to play second fiddle," but it's just like, well, let's all help each other get over.
Yeah, basically, elevate together. Yeah, rather
Yeah.
than just one
Yeah.
person sort of getting over, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
And I think so Brian proposed to her at one point.
yes, and they was gonna get married.
Yeah, but
On
we as the audience seen it was blatant that he was only trying to fall in her favor because she was special guest. She was special guest referee and all that stuff.
Yeah.
She had some advantage, like she was in advantageous positions.
Yeah.
And he thought, okay, if I hook up with her, I can get her to help me.
Yeah, it's like, haha, beat the system.
Mm-hmm.
But nil pois.
No, no.
No help
No.
the system.
So yeah, they had the wedding vows, quote unquote, and she said yes, but not yes to Daniel Bryan, yes to being the general manager of Raw.
Yeah, and this was on a special episode of Raw. It was the 1000th episode of Raw. This is also when CM Punk turned the heel against The Rock. Yep.
And when John Cena and CM Punk got ambushed by
Big Show and someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a group, no?
It was. I'm trying to remember who else. Big
Was
Show
it retaliation? Was it? Whatever, anyways.
Yeah.
But according to CM Punk, only he got attacked, and they were 20. There was a group of 20, and they all had weapons.
Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
If you say so, Phil.
Yeah. But yes. So then Brian was trying to, like, she was making life miserable for Brian-ish, kind of.
Because basically she sort of dumped him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I want to get her committed.
Yeah. And then she had to go through a psych evaluation, and then they said she was okay to be general manager, so she carried on.
Is this when when did Team Hell No start?
A bit after this.
Yeah, so so this would be where Brian is getting done, and then Kane also, so it kind of all made sense, that end of the equation as well.
Yeah.
After all their time, they this is where also at some point in the feud with CM Punk, Kane, and Daniel Bryan, where AJ fell into his arms, then he put it down and just kind of walked off because he's like, that chick's too crazy for me.
Yeah.
And we know about Kane's backstory and all that stuff.
Yeah, and he's like, if I set people on fire, but if I think this girl's crazy, then wow.
Yeah.
Logic, but yeah.
Yes. But I think also, like you and I, when we're watching, go, nah, man, he's way too old for her.
Yeah. Way too old. Not age appropriate. Yeah.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that at this point, he's been around there for 20 years.
Time. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say 20 years, right?
Nah.
Was it?
Wait.
15?
So 2000, Kane basically debuted 1997, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was 2011 or 12.
12. I think it was 12, right?
Wait. Yeah, 2012. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 15 years at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. And the way she's a slight looking girl, and she looks younger than she is as well.
Yes.
So that made it even worse. And Kane looks older than he is.
Yes, even with mask. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But yes, don't 100% remember a lot about this particular time of her career.
No, because she becomes general manager, and she just gets like just doing her matches and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Vicky Guerrero is plotting against her the whole time to get her what's the word? Fired for her role. And then she, in the October of that year, she steps down from being general manager because there's some apparently scandal between her and John Cena, and how she's favoritizing him and stuff like that, and alleged to have an affair.
Okay. Now let me put it this way, right? We know how John Cena's booking is.
Yeah.
We know that how John Cena, when he comes back, he gets title matches anyways, yeah?
Yeah.
Even if he's gone for months. So, in some ways, you could pin this on her. But in other ways, it's like, that's the normal behavior that John Cena gets booked in. So, it's not favoritism.
Yeah.
It's favoritism because the company is favoriting him. But that's behind the scenes, yeah? That's different stuff. But to call it out on the screen actually makes it a bit more... It makes sense at this period, but then it doesn't explain why else he still gets continual title shots like that. When no one, he's not having a... When someone doesn't have the hots for him, you know, and they're general manager.
He's the GOAT.
You know, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but he's the GOAT, so you know.
Yeah, but you can't just simply come back and just get title shots. Apparently you can, but you know.
Well, it's a trope in wrestling. It's a thing that always sort of happens. Someone goes away and comes back like, yeah, here's your title shot. Like, okay. I get
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. So the alleged favoritism, right? Well, no, the alleged affair. Probably there was actual favoritism. Yeah.
Yeah, but then there wasn't any. But then it's weird because she stepped down because there was actually no proof of anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah. But you could probably say character wise, another guy's being, she just had a wacky feud with about 2 to 3 guys, kind of, that had nothing to do with her in the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Some other dude comes over, how you doing, right? Now the attachment begins again.
Yeah. But then this is where a big...
He also, by the way... Sorry, go on.
Oh, go on.
I was going to say, John Cena also decides he wants nothing to do with her. He's the face, right? She's meant to be... I don't know if they're trying to make her a heel, but I'm like, well, that behavior, though, it's different, I guess, if you're ghosting a girl over a phone, right?
Yeah.
But even in a workplace, you can't really... How do you... Yeah.
Yeah.
It's harder to dodge in a workplace where you're in a confined facility. Let me put it that way.
But then it kind of does lead to what happens next.
Yeah, go on.
Because so then after this scandal stuff, whatever, she's basically trying, like, oh yeah, I'm friends with John Cena, whatever, blah blah, and then John Cena at this time gets into a feud with Dolph Ziggler over the Money in the Bank contract, and they're having a ladder match at TLC, and she's in John Cena's corner, and the winner of the match obviously wins the briefcase. So John's about to go and get the briefcase after this match. We join the match, and then AJ comes to the ring, and you're like, oh, she's cheering him on to get the briefcase, and then she pushes the ladder. John Cena falls off the ladder, I think, through a table on the outside, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And then Dolph Ziggler climbs up, gets his... No, I remember now. Sorry, I remember this finish because it's ingrained in my head. So she pushes the ladder. John Cena drops down into the ring, and Dolph immediately hits him with a super kick. Yeah. And then he climbs up, gets the briefcase. And then they start hugging, and then Vicky's like, wait, what? Dolph's my client. I'm confused. So then they basically, by Vicky, I'm with Dolph now. And this is how Vicky sort of becomes a face for a bit.
Well, yeah. The thing is, I think... So, Dolph Ziggler, Big E, and AJ were meant to be heels, but I never considered them heels because they're kind of...
Nah.
They're kind of fun.
Yeah. Because Big E joins them a bit later, but yeah. Then he finds me the next night on Raw. Ugh. Yes. Yeah. Next night on Raw, because the next night on Raw, it's another thing that makes sense. John Cena and Vicky Guerrero team up to fight Dolph Ziggler and AJ. Okay. Yeah. And then and the match ends in no DQ because this is when Big E debuts while also still being the NXT champion. Yeah. Yeah. Which he later drops to Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
Which a match I've tried to find, but I can never find it. Yeah. So then they become part of a.
So wait. So you're saying it's like the Pat Patterson's win in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah. But I think it actually does exist, but I probably haven't looked hard enough because it's another weird side tangent. I remember when Big E won the title because I was dipping in and out of NXT at the time. He beat Seth Rollins, who recently just got put up to the main roster.
Yeah.
And part of the Shield, and he won that, and they made a big thing about it. And then I think it was not like 2 or 3 months later. Yeah, Big E is called up, and then he drops it to Bo Dallas, who has it for quite a while to lose it to Neville. But anyways, that's my side tangent. Done. Yeah. And then AJ explains why she betrayed Cena because she felt that he toyed with her emotions and he used her, and she was heartbroken. And Dolph was like, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" And then she.
Okay. Kind of. I feel it wasn't quite like that, where he's the next person to get her attention.
No.
But it's more like, look, man, let me speak you some truth, girl. Yeah. Because none of these guys here, right, seem to speak any truth to you. Yeah. They just don't want nothing to do with you, which is different, right? But I'm gonna be a good guy and tell you, you're better. You might be the problem.
Yeah. And I guess that truth was like, you know what? You've unlocked something in me. This makes sense. And yeah. Which makes sense. It's logic.
So you're like, in this content, if we're gonna kayfabe this continuity.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler is the guy who's actually trying to help her with her issues, while all the other guys just wanted to blank her.
Yeah.
And let her fester. Yeah. So this makes sense.
Yeah, it makes big sense. Yeah. Again, like you're saying, they wasn't the heels. They were,
Yeah. Even though it was portrayed as the heels, right? I find them very entertaining. The best bit of the entire... one of the best bits of the entire friendship of these... Now, they're always funny, right? But there's 2 things that really stood out. When Dolph won the world title, and they're all just really happy for him in the ring.
Yeah.
She's jumping around, she's hugging him, and you're like, oh man, that seems real. It's not like characters and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The other thing is when Big E was when Dolph Ziggler and AJ were accompanying Big E out for his match, and Big E did the arm stretch thing out where he had his fists and he's pulled them to the sides and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he just thumped AJ right in her sternum.
Yeah.
And what was funny is when you watch Dolph Ziggler's reaction, because he must have felt he was walking slightly in front of her, but he's holding her hand.
Yeah.
She got thumped.
Yeah,
right?
She did.
Yeah, he must have felt the vibration through her body, because the way he reacted was like, what? Oh man. And then AJ just no-sold it, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, because she wasn't allowed to. And Big E at the time, he's like, he had a quick check on her, and then he patted on the back, right? Because he's got a good. But I think she was just like behind the scenes, she was milking it on him, making him feel bad, like as friends do.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh man. I think he put a tweet up like saying that she had an adamantium sternum or something like that because. And just like really friendly stuff.
Because I know they're still friends to this day.
Yeah. I mean, they did some really like funny backstage stuff as well together.
Yes. Yeah, and then so basically it was a trailer for a while, and then this led to the storyline with Dolph Ziggler, AJ, and Big E against Team Hell No at WrestleMania. Yeah, for tag team titles. Yeah, so that led to that.
Well, AJ being their manager, right? AJ not actually being the manager because that'd have been something, right?
Yeah, I mean, weird. So yeah, because AJ wanted to get her revenge on people who,
crossed her. Yeah.
So, and there's both Kane and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
So yeah, they crossed each other. They wrestled at WrestleMania to a losing effort.
Yeah.
Or was
I think
it?
is this the one where Daniel Bryan and Kane were both trying to get the pin, and then in the end, Kane just shoves Daniel Bryan off the top rope, who just happens to then fall on top of one of the other guys to pin him.
No, because that was by this time they were actually like friends.
Okay,
because that I know you're talking about. That was when they were still like they were just put together. They were put together,
yeah,
under like the rest, and they had to like be a thing. By this time, they were actually like proper team. Hell no, because they haven't come out together. And then when Kane did the fire, Daniel Bryan would put his fingers in his ears. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, they won at WrestleMania. And then the next night in Raw, the second best cash in of all time, Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler on Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's cool, amazing. One of the greatest times of all time. And after that, AJ the next week won a battle royale to be the number one contender to the not the women's title, the Diva title.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then this put her in a feud with Caitlyn, who was champion at the time.
Yeah.
And they were doing this weird angle where they were making Caitlyn believe that she had a secret admirer because someone sent her flowers and that stuff. And she was getting all happy. And then Big E announced that he was her secret admirer, and he went to give her a kiss. You know, that whole like romantic thing where he dips her over.
Yeah.
Then he drops her. Then he started laughing at her, saying, "No one will like you because you're." I'm trying to. Can't actually remember what. I feel like he said something mean, like.
Yeah, well, they of course would, but then you're like, okay, hold on a minute. This is the same company that calls Mickey James Piggy James,
Yeah.
so.
Because I was thinking they were saying something about she's like too manly, whatever. Because Caitlyn was quite like built.
Yeah.
So I can't remember if they actually had.
But that, even if yeah.
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 So there.
I mean, that shouldn't. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, Kaylin's all sad now.
Yeah. And then they wrestle at Payback.
Yeah.
And AJ wins her first Diva title.
Yeah.
And she keeps mocking Caitlyn for a while. They feud for a bit longer. Then AJ also beats her at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Yep. And then that same night, Dolph Ziggler loses his title to Alberto Del Rio.
The double turn, yeah.
Yeah. Because he was meant to, if I remember correctly, he was meant to face Alberto at Payback. He's meant to be a triple threat match. Alberto and Jack Swagger is a triple threat match. But the week before, Dolph got a concussion, so they had to take him out of the match.
Yeah.
So them two just had a normal standard match, and whoever wins is the number one contender. Blah, blah, blah. And then, like you said, they had the double turn where Alberto went to a heel and Dolph became a face, and this didn't build well for his triad with AJ and Big E.
Yeah.
So if I remember correctly, not long after that, they turn on Dolph, and Big E and AJ are partners for a while.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of just... Yeah, because then, so then Dolph teams with Caitlyn to have a match against Big E and AJ at SummerSlam. And then after that's when Big E and Caitlyn sort of just separate.
As you do, but sometimes this company, sometimes storylines just wither away and just kind of disappear, like from here to there, and that's it. There's no explanation. One of the other really odd examples is when I think Triple H and Sheamus were having a feud.
Yeah.
Sheamus attacked Triple H before the bell with an iron pipe or whatever it was, and then they still had to have the entire match for then Sheamus to actually beat Triple H, right? And to put him out.
Yeah.
And then, however long Triple H took to recover, months we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheamus it came out to glow. Triple H beats him up, pedigrees him through the table, and you're like, all right, this is going to lead to a WrestleMania match, maybe, or something like that. No. Triple H versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. Right, okay.
Didn't they have a match at WrestleMania?
Triple H and Sheamus, no?
No, you're right, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah. And sometimes like storylines get buried when you someone goes off for an injury because they have to do that storyline. And then when they come back, who attacks Kenta in the parking lot?
Well, to this day, no one knows.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
Gosh,
Exactly. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, why did I think that Triple H and Sheamus had a WrestleMania match? Because at WrestleMania 29, it was Undertaker. It was Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, why is this in my head? But yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And then after that, AJ went on she did her pipe bomb.
Yeah, where she was cussing all the divas for being actual divas while she's a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then about how they used her looks to get ahead and stuff like that. Like stuff that you'd be like, okay, that sounds semi-legit.
Yeah.
Right? But also, it's probably cathartic for her to say this stuff because of all the stuff they actually have been saying about her.
Yeah. But like...
So there's enough realism in it for it to be
realism in it, but then it's kind of like It's like she's pretty good looking herself, so I don't want. It's kind of one of those weird ones. Like, well, maybe you got where you are as well because of your looks. But all right, sure, I guess. Yeah,
like no, like, as a heel, right? As a heel, as you would do,
yeah. But like heels,
you're
also
like I may look good, but I didn't use it to get ahead.
Well, some people might differ with that, but you know, yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, and then that's when she started getting Tamina as her Diesel to Shawn Michaels,
And when she was talking to the Bellas about how talent is not sexually transmitted, I was like, oof.
Yeah.
This girl.
She said that, but again, I was like, well, you've been dating wrestlers as well, so you know.
Yeah, but she actually got talent as far as her heel persona is concerned.
Yeah, but still, it's a bit of a don't throw stones at glass houses,
But as far as I will say as well, as far as well being, if you take into account what she's actually saying, she does have actually better ring work skills than the Bellas at the time she was shooting. But you really shouldn't. It's just the level of how much she can bury people, I think.
Yeah. I always found it, but I just found it as like a weird insult. But, so then she went on her one-woman power trip where she was just like top of the division for
the one-woman power trip,
for months.
Yeah, but then she'd end up beating all the divas as well. So it kind of was what she's saying. In the words of Bobby Fish, where's the lie, right?
Yeah, to
what she was saying was all true.
Oh, Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
Oh, what's he doing now? But yeah. Sorry, that's funny. Yeah, so then she goes for her longest reigning diva title thing for ages, where she fends off so many people.
Yeah, so I don't know if they just wanted to actually make her reign end the way it did, but so she won her match, a 14 women diva match at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Oh yeah, I beat them all at once. All those girls who, all those bimbo model girls who tried to stand up to me trying to say the stuff that I was saying about them wasn't true. I proved it all true. Yeah. And there was 14 of them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Paige came out.
Yep. And she's like, "Hey, I'm just a fan. I've come here to say hi."
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't make any sense, but sure. And
Exactly.
And then AJ. Then Paige accidentally gets herself into a title match.
Yeah. She gets slapped. I think she's talking about congratulating AJ, and AJ's like, "I don't need your congratulations, little girl."
Yeah.
Right. Here's what I think of your congratulations. You think you can talk down to me? Slap, something like that, right?
Yeah. Then you have a match.
Yeah. Well, I don't want. Yeah. If you could call how quick it was a match.
Yeah.
Paige. So AJ's got the move, which is the Black Widow submission hold, which is like an octopus stretch.
Yeah.
And Paige flips it into a Paige Turner, which when you do the move, it doesn't look great. But when you sell it, that it's up to the person selling it to make it look better than it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it that way. Because the way AJ sold it, where she landed on her upper shoulders and then flipped back onto her front, made it look like it was devastating, like she cracked the back of her head.
Yeah.
It's like when you take the Rainmaker.
Yeah.
The opponent has to make it look good.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah. And then Paige got the pin. Paige rolled out of the ring. Oh my god! And rolled out of the ring because Tamina's come to beat her up, right?
Yeah.
But yes, so that was that. But then they had the kind of like a frenemy thing going on, where there was lesing each other up, but not.
Yeah.
Which is like, hold on a second. What is going on here? Because I know some of Paige's moves, for some reason, she does bits and pieces where she'll crawl over someone, grab their head like she's going to kiss them, and then she'll go and headbutt them a couple of times, right? Fair enough, yeah. But then there's this, like, where did this come into her moveset?
Yeah.
Was it there before? Was it there because of this? You know, it's like, okay. I mean,
no consistency. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they kind of feuded on and off for like a year-ish.
Yeah.
Paige got a title, not Paige, sorry. AJ got a title back, and then she had a belt for a long time again for a bit, and then she
went and she lost it to Paige a good couple of times, which is, it's like, all right, where's it going from here? Because it's like a Rock Mankind thing where there's lots of quick title, not necessarily quick title changes, but you know, no one's holding it for a sustained amount of time.
Yeah. And then after this, she kind of got into a feud with the Bellas as well.
Yeah. Always there, sneaking in the background, right?
Again,
but to be fair, this all made sense because Paige was the Anti Diva at this point. AJ was not on the side of the Divas, and then you get the actual Divas, right?
Yeah.
So they're triple threat feud against each other, kind of.
Made sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Three different prototypes of female wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly, because we're going to count the Better Twins as one person, right?
Yeah. Because it was basically one of who did most of the lifting in this one, but
yeah. And how AJ lost the title made sense actually, but it was a callback.
Yeah.
So AJ had the title match against Nikki Bella, right?
Yeah, nice.
Brie grabbed the title. Yeah, Brie grabbed the title, put it over her own shoulder, right?
Yeah.
And AJ's like, "No, it's my title," right? Went over to like looked at Nikki, looked at Brie, was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna go and get my title back." Yeah.
Yeah.
Brie then grabs AJ's head and gives her a kiss.
Yeah.
AJ turns shell shocked, right?
Yeah.
Gets, what did she get? A forearm?
Yeah,
that back of the head from
forearm that Nikki Bella used to do.
Yeah. And then got the rack attack and then done, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't know if this is okay. Is to do that as a callback for something years earlier,
Yeah.
is genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you read the actual story of why it was done?
No.
Okay. So they were first given 10 minutes for their match,
Yeah.
and then through the show it just kept on getting cut.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then Brie was like, why don't I just kiss her and then we could just have a 2 minute match.
Yeah.
And all the girls are like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah, because I think they were like fed up being disrespected at that point. It's like, if you can just keep on counting time, let's just go as quickly as we can. No, F this stuff.
Yeah, because it's happened to the Bellas before, innit? I think it was like the two WrestleMania before that, the WrestleMania 27, where they're meant to have a tag match, a 8-person tag match with them and Cody and Sandel versus Sweet Tea, Brodus Clay, and the Funkadactyls, and that got cut because of time, innit? Yeah.
Which, fair enough, like from WrestleMania, you get a massive payday, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough, you get here and you're like, all right, I'm going to have 2 minutes later, so I'm going to get my payday, fine, right? At least you're on it to get the payday. Like when Brock comes in for WrestleMania matches and they're like 3 minutes long and he's like, well, I'm getting my payday later.
I get paid either way, yeah.
But yeah, so, I think, I don't know, say, they're fed up with this behavior or something like that, but it just seemed like, you know what? Whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And also Nikki's follow-up reign, by the way, I don't know, like they had her go longer than AJ.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. I don't know if you want to say after all the smack that AJ was talking about the Divas division, they wanted to deliberately give a Diva a longer title reign.
No, I don't think that was the case.
For credibility, or to prove AJ wrong for what you're saying. You don't think? No.
Nah.
Okay. I'm not saying I think that either. I'm just saying, you know what? There are people who go, yeah, that it was only done to spite AJ, which was like, well, yeah, I mean, it is a petty company to be fair,
It's petty company, but
you know, and this is probably, you know, one of the making one person have a longer title reign than another person because she's trashing the division is one of the least pettier things they have done.
Yeah, but the thing is, that whole trashing thing was scripted, so it's not like she went AWOL and did it. It's all scripted.
Yeah. I say as well, like, you know, when sometimes, like, as much as she's trashing the Divas division, right? Some of the stuff she was saying was kind of true, but then the other stuff is like you say, they knew it was coming, right? Ish. To a certain degree, yeah?
Yeah.
Probably got the broad points of it, yeah? But it's not like, for example, when Paige and Charlotte were having a feud, and then they're talking about Reed Flair, and I'm like,
yeah,
please, oh my, why? You know, that's just cheap heat. That's shoddy, and and everyone they looked uncomfortable doing it. Oh, also the Eddie's down here in hell, down there in hell. Why?
See,
why?
I'm on the fence with these sort of things because obviously they get permission from the people involved to say it.
Yeah.
So and if they're not offended, I shouldn't really be offended because I literally have no connection to this person personally. And why am I getting offended?
I think it's an awkward situation because Dean Ambrose had to say to Roman Reigns that he died from cancer or something like that.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, Roman, for what we did, Roman deserves what he's got coming. Yeah, that one. Okay.
And Dean was like, I don't want to say this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
See, that's different. Like, that's gonna sound really weird. If someone's dead, I think it's different than someone dying could be dying from something. That's even with the person's permission, that's still a bit like a thing to say.
I feel there's certain things you can even then it's like, okay, Christian Cage, cussing everyone's dead dads,
yeah.
I didn't like it at first, but then he was so over the top, and he kept on targeting them. It became funny, you know. But yeah, so I think there's certain degrees of like what you're saying, and then there's certain things that you shouldn't really speak about.
Yeah.
But yeah, and sometimes I feel like they're pressured to do stuff because they're like, like we say, yeah, about pressure. It's like no one tells them to take steroids.
Yeah.
No one tells them to get implants either, right?
Yeah.
But it's always kind of like you have to look a specific way.
Yeah.
Ish, you know. So the pressure's on you.
Yeah.
Kind of. Anyways, yeah. So I think when did AJ retire? Was this the last round around this time?
It was a bit later because she disappears for a bit because she had a neck injury, so she disappeared for a bit.
Yeah.
Then she returned in February of 2015. To do nothing really.
WrestleMania, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so I think she's just basically getting ready because I think that's it. Paige is looking for someone to help her take on the Bellas at WrestleMania. Yeah. Then AJ comes and they like, hey, we're frenemies, so let's do this together.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So then they wrestle at WrestleMania, which I was there. WrestleMania 31, I was there for this match.
Yeah.
And then they have another match then Raw after.
Is this the one with all the vulgar chants?
Yeah, which took me out of it completely.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when she retired. Literally, that was her last match. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably, to be fair, she waited for a contract to run out after the CM Punk controversy.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Even though they still treated her well after he left, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean. You fire a guy on his wedding day, right?
But again, as Vince told it, he was fired before that. He just happened to get the letter on his wedding day. So And from what I've heard as well, he didn't actually tell people when his wedding day was. So
all bad communication on that part, right?
Yeah.
But she could have been really sour or whatever. Right? She came back, she did her job, she did the job she meant to, and like you said, they treated her decently, probably because they were like,
"Our beef's not with you," sort of thing. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if tensions are here, let's just not cause even more tension. You know what I mean? You're not like say pussyfooting around or anything. Like, it's just like, let's get on with the job we're meant to be doing, and make sure everyone is on the same level.
Of course. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And she. So I would say she had a impactful career for the short amount of time she was around, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, like, we speak about what she's been doing afterwards, which is like mental health conferences, sort of things.
That's the word.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie though that she wrote?
No.
Okay. So, and I think it's on Netflix, but I clearly forgot she wrote it because. So have you seen the Keanu Reeves film, 47 Ronin?
Yeah, I've seen it.
So she wrote the sequel to it.
Oh.
Yeah, Blade of the 47 Ronin. With you know who Amy Garcia is?
Yeah, I remember Amy Garcia. Yeah.
And they both could look like sisters, by the way.
Yeah. They could.
Yeah, but yes, So I was like, oh yeah, and then I would have watched the film I
remember them like announcing that she's writing it, so I was like, oh yeah, cool, I'll get around to watching it. And I just totally forgot that ever come out.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. CM Punk made a movie, right?
Yes, I heard it's okay.
Yeah, I think AJ's in that as well.
Yeah, because I know she's in a few episodes of Heels as well.
That's what I was going to ask you about. How is she in that?
I haven't seen season 2 yet, and I feel like kind of what's the point now? Because apparently it's not getting season 3. Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I'll say the other thing as well is, have you seen AJ Lee's stunt double? Even though she's a wrestler, and I don't think they necessarily need her to have a stunt double. I guess if she does get injured, it's the stunt woman's job to take the bigger, nastier bumps, right? Because they need the actor to actually act.
Yeah.
Her stunt double looks very similar to her as well.
Oh, I need to check that out, man.
Yeah. And she got built as well. No, she didn't like. So you know how like in wrestling she looks she has a smaller kind of frame.
Yeah.
She buffed up, not super buffed
up,
but she got jacked.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of her
Yeah,
I was like, oh, okay, cool.
she got decently jacked.
Like, good on her, girl. Good on her.
Yeah. But yes, yeah. Look, um, yeah, very good career.
Yeah, I'll say it's a good career.
Yeah, I would have said she could have done more, but you know what? She has physical, actual. She's got mental ailments and physical ailments as well.
Yeah.
So
Like
it's probably
37.
good to retire when she did.
Yeah.
She could have made herself worse.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of good. She got out in 2015. So she was 28.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good on her, man.
Do you reckon she's gonna make what comeback, a one-off comeback or anything like that?
Nah,
Because Caitlyn came back to do the thingamajig,
yeah.
the classic.
If I was her, I wouldn't keep that mystique, you know, or pull a Stone Cold, wait many, many years, and then.
By the way, did you see when Big E and Caitlyn did a commentary on their first match? No commentary, but like, you know, on their match their match together somehow. Yeah.
Yeah.
They did and they seem to be like genuine friends. But
yeah,
then,
they're like best friends in real life. Yeah.
yeah, Big E seems to be besties with all sorts of people.
Yeah, he seems like a super friendly person. So like, I'm down with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to watch that because I like.
Yeah.
I like
yeah. So, yeah, a good career, but you don't think that it's not okay. Did he have spinal surgery of some sort or something
I
like
think she
that?
had like neck surgery or something. Yeah.
It's probably not safe for her to come back.
Yeah. No.
Because like Edge came back, but sometimes you're like depends on and Paige came back, but it's one of those things where you're like. It depends on how bad it is and what other physical problems you might have.
Yeah. Also depends on like how you left wrestling, because like Edge kind of left wrestling when he had to, was kind of on a high, wasn't he? He was championing everything, so he had to sort of do it.
Well, he didn't want to, right?
Yeah. So I'm saying like and AJ stepped away because she wanted to step away. It's not like she was sort of forced to. So I think she has no real inkling, like, I need to get back in the ring, sort of thing. She's like, I've done what I have to do, you know.
Yeah, it's true. Like, yeah. So.
Yeah, so like, if it was the other case, like she had to retire, and then she had.
I mean, like, let's be honest. She'll probably come back for a massive payday, right?
Yeah.
Because money will eventually, like when Shawn Michaels said he would never come back, and he came back for the Saudi Arabia show, we got paid $1 million or something like that.
$3 million. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But you know, so not saying that. Is the amount of money worth the amount of risk?
Yeah.
Is at the end of the day.
That's the question, isn't it? Yeah. Is it?
We'll see. When CM Punk was in AEW, I thought she might have made an appearance, but I guess luckily for her, she didn't because of all the other issues. And if she was actually there, maybe she could have helped settle some of them.
Yeah, but then sometimes I kind of think like she's one of the people she want to get involved in his stuff. So like you know.
Yeah.
You're a grown ass man. You do you. I'm doing me. Don't talk to me.
I can totally see that.
Yeah. But yeah, who knows? Oh. But yeah, she had a good career in the end. A career that many would strive for.
Yes.
Honest, yeah. Oh, random. I don't know why this is a random sidetrack, but did you know there was a lost season of that NXT game show?
A lost season?
Yeah, but it was planning, and you know who's going to be in it?
Who?
Brace yourself. All right. Big E.
Okay.
Bo Dallas. Damien Sandow. Jinder Mahal. Hunico. Leo Kruger, a.k.a. Adam Rose. Seth Rollins. And Xavier Woods.
Did they actually take that season?
They started to. Yeah. And then they just like, no, you know what? Let's go and do what we know NXT is now. Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay.
I just say. Yeah. So
Yeah, but-
I'm fan of Caitlin. I'm fan of AJ. Glad that I enjoyed her career.
And are you like me going to at some point watch the movie that she wrote?
Yeah, I am. Now
Even
that I
if
actually
it's-
know it's on Netflix. Yeah.
Even if it's really bad.
Yeah, even if it's really bad, I'll still watch it. Because
Are you
apparently
gonna
it
watch
can't be that bad.
CM Punk's
'cause-
film that she's in?
No.
Okay.
But
Okay. But you are
apparently-
gonna watch the second season of Heels.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I did enjoy Hills.
Yeah.
But apparently it can't be that bad because it got a sequel.
Oh. Well, no. Some bad movies have got sequels.
Yeah, but
Some bad movies have franchises, and according to you, Friday the 13th is one of them.
yeah, it is because they're terrible. I should have stopped after all of them. But yeah, I kid slightly. But yeah, I'll watch it. Blade
Okay.
is 47th Ronin. Yeah, I'll watch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anything else you need to say about April Mendez?
No, but glad she's doing well, 100%. And glad she's not endangering herself by, like, if she's got genuine like physical issues, she should not come back.
Yeah.
You know, glad she's taking care of herself as well.
Yeah, I'm glad that she's got into like writing and stuff because I think she wrote a few comics as well, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I can't remember what one they were. Cause I think she wrote the comic for Glow
Right.
and something else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for Glow. Yeah, she wrote Glow and a Dungeon Dragons 4-issue limited series. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, look, because she got a career outside of wrestling, even though you would say she retired about almost 8 years ago.
Yeah, 2015. Yeah.
But no, she's transitioning to other stuff, which is good. Like you know,
TV. She wrote a Wonder Woman story for the 80th anniversary of Wonder Woman. Yeah, cool. Good on her.
okay.
Good on her, man.
Right.
So yeah, so that's us, I guess. Wrapping up, talking about April Mendez, aka AJ.
Yeah. Short career, but impactful. I would
Impactful,
definitely
yeah.
say. Yeah.
She got lots of the new-ish lady wrestlers into wrestling, like Cora Jade and other young people. Yeah.
Yeah, and you should. I'm sure you've seen the photo where she's with AJ. No, it's the video on one of Lita's videos, right?
Yeah.
Where she's crying while she's getting her stuff.
Yeah. I remember that. Yes. Oh, bless him. So yeah, so that's us. Was you a fan of AJ Lee and her wrestling career? Let us know. You can do that by leaving a comment or a message on Instagram and Twitter. You can find our Instagram and Twitter handles in the description part. Also, you can also follow us on YouTube, where we have videos out there of this podcast, some gameplay, some other stuff. Yes, and don't forget to do that and give us a 5-star review on the old podcast in places you listen to. And I have been the girl with Stockholm syndrome, Carl Charles.
Yep. And I'm the person the Big Show timidly bash into that I have to basically sell for myself. See my channel.
And thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Right.